Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is Ariel, just testing out the sound for TriCon. On the weekend of January 20 to 21st this year, I tabled at a local convention in my city, representing Solarpunk Presents podcast. I had one poster explaining what Solarpunk is, and one poster explaining what this podcast is, and sometimes people even knew what I meant when I was going through them. I also had a bunch of magnets and stickers with the Solarpunk Presents logo and web address on them, some candy and bowls, and a big sheet of poster board to try to engage visitors to my table. On the Sunday, I asked the question, what is your bright green future? And then I recorded people who are willing to have their voice on the record. Here are some of those answers.
Something where I know I can make sure that all the generations that follow me have the clean air, clean water, and access to as much of nature as it should be, and restored. We're so caught up in our technological marvels and trying to do what we can, whether or not, or what we could, versus thinking about what we should.
To be completely warmed and cozied up to by a ton of cats.
Throughout the day, I had visitors from the tables near me. This answer, for example, is from one of my fellow tablists, representing the Kingdom of the Nine Blades, or Kitchener Amp Guard.
I don't know how to start.
Just tell me about Symmetry.
Okay, so Simdri, he is my fiance, and the cool thing about him is he does all the fighting things, but he is also really invested into solar. He is currently in the works to be a project manager so that he can be the one doing all the installations. He's done a bunch of city work, so my green future is hopefully I want to get a house and have it all covered in solar power and be self-sufficient.
After a few hours, the con really got going, and there was a lot of noise. This is what I was fighting against.
Like changing the angular momentum. So if I were to throw this shot, creativity. Yes. I love it. That shot. I understand. You notice even in that transition, it moves a lot faster.
So the people who were up for recording had to lean into my microphone, and I just had to hope that it was capturing their answers clearly.
This should be good. Just make sure to speak clearly. Bring that forward. All right, go.
In my bright green future is the world and earth healing, and in a dystopian world, just plants everywhere and plants on roofs and hanging down and more fresh air.
So yeah, I was saying that we should. It's funny that like my grandparents' generation, they were all into backyard gardening. It's not just like that they like to do it for the green things, but to save money, and also because there's something about having that zucchini that you grew yourself. And I feel like a generation got away from it, and I feel like in the future, it seems like people are getting back into it. It's very, very cool to see that.
Hope you could hear that one.
A garden with my girlfriend.
Some answers were right on the tips of people's tongues. Others had to go away and think about their answers, and then come back and tell me.
Go.
I gotta reorganize my thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see cars off the streets. Just get rid of them. They're not good for anything. Have trains instead. Public transportation is the future.
My bright green future involves transit primarily through safe, reliable, and efficient public transportation.
So my bright green future is one that is accessible, equitable, and leaves behind something better for future generations.
Thank you so much to all the folks who actually answered my question, both on and off the record, or just spent some time chatting with me about what Solarpunk is and what we can do to make the world a better place in the here and now so that those bright green futures can be actualized. I hope you had fun at TriCon, and who knows, maybe we'll see each other again next year.